He was calling her a whore or a bitch. He was telling the kids that because Mom spent $50 on his card, that their Christmas is canceled and blame it on your mom, that fucking whore. He was yelling this like it was nothing. It was absolutely fucking terrible. And
okay, but karma's a bitch, and it will catch up with them. I promise you.
all I can say is, from now on, when it comes to people in my crew, if something like that, I mean, I was kind of going, well, the crew follows them, so I'm just going to let it go. I shouldn't have let it go. I shouldn't have. Because if he's going to treat his own family and his kids that way, I should never have allowed him. Never have allowed him to be a leader in my crew. He wasn't even a full leader. He was like the general. And he never would have been more than that. But he was trying to take over. And the thing is, he was just simply a terrible person. And I feel sad for his family. I do. I feel very sad for his family. Because, yeah, it was really bad. And, well, you've heard all the yelling and people calling people stupid and all that when he's around, but that's, you didn't hear what I did when nobody else was around. It was fucking terrible. Hellhound, an abuser.
Drop it. Hey, Omni, what's up?
What is up?
Happy New Year's Eve, almost New Year's.
Happy New Year's, Omni. Okay, well, I'm going to stop my live feed here. Omni's here and he's going to ask some questions. Hold on.
You should have did that a long time ago, just FYI.
Hey, Omni, I stopped my live feed. How's it going, Omni? Hello?
Say what?
How's it going?
Doing alright.
So, how's your New Year so far? What time is it for you?
It is 23:55.
It's what?
11:55.
11:55. Okay, well, I gave you a New Year's kiss, but I'm not there. It's 9:56 for me.
It's 10:56 for me.
Oh my goodness! So we're all gonna have to go mwah to everybody at different times. One every hour, it seems.
Rope hugs all around.
Rope hugs all around, yeah, for sure. It's been a rough day on me.
Oh, I've been listening to the chat on the waves. Yeah, I know.
Well, I did actually, against my own judgment, allow somebody to become a general. Which, do you remember, what was his name? Eastside, I believe. Remember, he started, he got his head too tight, and then he started jacking people out, and at the end of the day, he actually is basically kicked out of the game because everybody turned on him months later. I had another person in the crew, which I shouldn't allow out there. I took some time off when my son came to visit, and I'm trying not to cry. But when I got back, I was being treated like shit by a bunch of my crew members, right? I didn't know what to do about it. I tried talking to people. We had meetings. Nobody would give me any answers to anything. I just kept doing what I was doing, trying not to judge people. And turned out Hellhound was turning people against me the whole time. Sorry. The reality is...
Now, I'm going to ask you a question about that. What if you and all these damn people you befriended and they automatically turn against you for no damn reason?
No,
I don't get that shit.
Because I don't share all the time with the crew what's actually going on. But either way, it turns out, and I found out afterwards, after the fact, that the person I had as general in there for our war crew, nonetheless, he was supposed to be running the war crew. The war crew wasn't showing up to fight battles with the crew, which I questioned. I said, well, why do we have a war crew if you're not bringing them in? He did ask me. He said if I'm going to do the work, which he actually wasn't in charge of it, technically. Devil is, but Devil had to take a month off because he's finishing his college stuff, right? Devil's a secondary leader, and Devil's still fine. He's actually taking, of all things, cybersecurity, so he's actually able to hack people. But he had to finish that 'cause it's like a $250,000 college thing, so he had to take some time off. In the meantime, Hellhound was fronting the war crew. But what he was doing, and he asked me, he said, can I take charge? And I said, well, okay, that's fine. Just keep me updated on what's going on, right? He wasn't doing that. So every time I'd ask him, he'd have an excuse. They got worse and worse. And then when it came down to actual wars in the crew, he wasn't bringing the war crew in. He was completely ignoring it. Turns out he was wanting to start his own crew. So all the people he was bringing to the war crew, he was basically talking them into starting a crew with just him, and he was ignoring anyone else. You realize Franchise isn't a partner with me anymore, so I don't have a partner, and my other secondary has been away, so that gave him opportunity. It got way worse when I took a couple days off to spend time with my son. After that, literally, I'd come into session, and I'd try and talk to him, and he'd completely ignore me. Completely ignore me, 100%. And just treat me like crap. When I did finally say, can you speak to me? Right? Did everything I could. So basically, he took all the people that I assigned to him as work crew, and he's going to start his own. Now, this is where I fucked up. I didn't realize he did have his own crew before. Apparently, he ran it to the ground before. He's a manipulator, and that's why, like I said, I wasn't terribly upset when he left and when the people that followed him left. I'm not terribly upset about that. By the way, on the crew's fine. We have a lot of people. We have as many recruits as what left today, okay? So I'm not worried about that. But what hurts the most is they just turn straight up grief. And there's one thing I spoke to him about. I said, you're grieving. You're literally spending an hour chasing a level 20 around the map, right? I said, that's not what the war crew does. We don't chase level 20s around the map. That's just not right. That's a level 20, tie it up and throw it in the river. But you don't spend an hour with an entire war crew chasing a level 20. And then when your actual crew calls you in, I would have to call in a second crew because my own war crew didn't show up because Devil took charge of it and told them not to. So anyway, it came down to a thing when we did the leaders meeting yesterday. And CCA was helping us, by the way, right? It wasn't an official alliance, but they were on our side. There was some issues where Hellhound was telling me that they were shooting us and causing issues. The same with Cosmic. Turns out Cosmic and all of them were working together because I was really confused because they hadn't done around me. They did shoot me once or twice, but at the same time, it wasn't anything serious. But because I trusted my leader, my general, I had to obviously back that up, right? So when the meeting came, Not all leaders made it. It turns out only the leaders that followed Hellhound made it there. They voted that we walk away from CCA, which I thought was weird because generally speaking, they've been helping us. But because it was voted that way, of course they gave it to me, put it in my lap to talk to them, which I did. I did exactly what the crew asked and wanted me to do because it was voted, right? It was on my lap to ask for space and let someone know that we're going to be walking away for a little while, and there were some issues. So I spent 2 hours doing that this morning, only to find out all the people that voted that were leaving the crew anyway, and they did that so that we wouldn't have a defense, because they were going to leave the crew and attack us.
Right.
I've already talked to Fallon, I've let him know, and he said I knew it. So I've already talked to him about that. I'm back to the chat tomorrow, but however, what they did is they tried to pull one over on me, knowing they were going to leave. So I would have no defenses after that, right?
Right.
And the crew will be fine long term. As you know on me, it always has been. But do you have any idea how hurt I was today over all this?
I can only imagine.
I mean, I got backstabbed really bad. And I don't even trust anyone anymore.
Try not to be upset. I know it's hard.
Well, either way, they literally voted out because I trusted.
Hey, Star, you might want to get back on the horse. She's going to end up kicking you.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Star Moon. I mean, it's still up to you on what you choose, but they literally, in that leaders meeting on me, they left us exposed, knowing they were going to leave the crew and attack us after.
So they did a whole I'm gonna just leave and ambush your ass type deal. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they did. They voted for me to ties with the only crew that was helping us at the time. Not the only crew. I still had something up my sleeve. Obviously, we have a lot of crews that'll help us, right? Yeah. So I'm never going to leave my crew without backup, but I guess the fact that I don't talk to everybody about things helped us this way because at the end of the day, we have multiple crews that are not Alliance, but they will come in and help us. We have multiple crews. So the thing is, I don't call them in because I would like to think that my crew can back themselves, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, and Star, we're not left totally exposed. I have about 5 crews that are very large crews and very good fighters that I can call in. It doesn't fix the fact that I was fucking heartbroken today over this, okay?
Yeah. I was surprised that Rigby was one of the people that went because she didn't seem like that type.
No, she didn't seem like that to me either, but the thing at the end of the day, it turns out Rigby, Cosmic, and Hellhound were the 3 that planned it all.
Oh. That hurt.
Huh? Trust me, that hurt. It hurt a lot. But, like I said, I was told by Hellhound earlier when I tried to talk to him. I said, like, what's going on? Let's talk. Let's figure this out. Like this earlier today. And I said, everything that leaders meeting you asked me to do, I said I did it. I did it right when I got up this morning. It was all taken care of. It took me 2 hours to talk Fallon into giving our crew space because that's what I thought the crew wanted. And when I spawned in on them, they treated me like crap. So I said, we need to talk. And you know what Hellhound said?
What did he say?
and so did his followers, or a few of them. We don't like you.
What?
So we don't want to hang out with you at all. So they said, we don't want to hang out with you at all. And they said, so we're going to hang out with hellhounds, and there's nothing you can do about that. And I'm sitting there going, I'm the fucking founder of this crew. And you're telling me you can't even stand listening to me at all?
They better let me catch the hands on the game no more, bro.
And I'm going like, why? And I did ask them this morning. I said, then why are you in the crew? You know how hurtful that is?
Oh, bro. Trust me, I got this friend of mine right next to me.
I asked them, I said, then why are you in my crew? You don't fucking like me at all? You don't want to hang out with me, so we're all going to hang out with Hellhound? And I'm just supposed to stand back and let that be okay? I did let it. I just kind of left. I didn't know what to say.
Playground rolls up
I
in
was
this end.
surprised that they walked away. But that's
I
what
got
I
my
was told.
friend here who needs the XP whooping ass, you know.
I was heartbroken because the thing is, I treat people well. I try and treat everybody fairly. Even if I don't like somebody, I treat them fairly.
And I'm going to tell you one more time is that when you play this game, I get it. You want to treat everybody the way you want to be treated. But guess what? People ain't going to take that shit to heart.
That's right.
Either
That's what
way,
they said.
Starman,
Grandpa,
you may
they're
not
gonna
know
eat
Omni.
you up.
Omni was an OG member of mine in the crew, and he was actually my partner.
I'm going to tell you right now. The moment you show sign or weakness, they're going to take that and they're going to use that as an advantage for themselves. Just exactly what Hellhound did to you.
Yeah. Well, he started doing it when I took a couple days off to spend time with my son. He started it then.
Well,
but what I can tell you is, Starmoon, Omni is an OG member. He was one of the original members, first 5 members of my group 2.5 years ago, and he was also a partner of mine. He was actually a partner. He was in NC1, just like I am, which meant that he had as much pull as I did at one point, but he doesn't play the game that much anymore, right?
Hawaiian.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to run into
But
you.
he's been around to see that I've been through quite a bit. I mean, what I've done to keep my crew together, it's amazing that but my crew's always going to come out, My crew will always come out just fine. It always has. I'm just heartbroken because I'm stupid. I didn't see that. I didn't see it. I didn't see it until it was too late,
You can't predict human behavior, Louie. Stop trying.
Yeah, Andy, a bunch of people left. You kind of missed out here. He turned on the crew. He had me get rid of our, not alliance, but our help, and then he turned on the crew. I don't think people that actually, you heard him, how he talks to his family, right? Oh, I'll never forget, it was like 2 weeks ago, I spawned in on him, and I was, I have PTSD, CPTSD. I will never forget spawning on him, and I had to leave session because his wife had spent $50. I think it was $50. And he was calling her a whore, telling her to go whore herself out for the money because he used her card. He even looked at his kids and told his kids, Christmas is canceled because your mom's a fucking whore and used my card.
That is foul.
He's not a good person.
All right, man. Where you at, ball?
Well, everyone knows that. He actually gave himself away. I heard from 2 other people he was planning on leaving the crew a couple of days ago. I told him that. I said, if you're going to leave the crew then. And the thing was, he said to me, I bet you I know who it was. It was Sausage. And I said, actually, no, it wasn't Sausage. So that means that he gave himself away. He told 3 people then he was going to leave the crew. But what he did was he took a bunch of people with him. So, really, see, so you're the 4th person then. But the thing was, well, you should have told me that, because the thing is, I wouldn't have put as much trust in him if I'd known that.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, so yeah, you're the 4th person then. He blamed Sausage, but no, I'm not mad at you, Andy. I'm not mad at you, but the thing was, he's been planning this for quite a while. He's been grooming crew members to turn against me and to follow him. But one thing you don't know, Andy, is that he ran a crew before. Black Roses. That's why he kept that name with the NCBI.
Oh, my bad.
He ran a crew, and apparently he actually had his entire crew leave him twice over because he was too controlling. So he failed at being a crew leader before. What he needed was to be part of our crew so he could get as many people as he could out of my crew. So he was...
You heard that, huh?
But he did. Apparently on me, he already had this planned. So now Andy's the 4th person. But the thing was...
Did you hear the voice message he just sent?
What did he send? Who, what?
Hellhound.
What did he... To you?
Just listen.
Make sure you tell me that you wouldn't talk to the franchise. You just came in there screaming at me.
Yeah, he's been sending me messages I haven't read yet.
Yeah,
He's been sending everybody
messages.
messages. Anyone that'll listen to him, he's been sending messages to try and make me look like an asshole, which I was not the asshole. It was live fed to show that he was spawning in to grief us when I said on my live streams, we're not. It's New Year's Eve. We're not fighting them. He's doing everything he can. He tried to talk to franchise, everybody. He's trying to turn everyone against me. Like, that's what I mean. And Star, that's the kind of guy he is. He doesn't even know Omni or how close me and Omni are. But he's sending messages to everybody to try and turn them against me.
Yeah. I really thought he was like a true member of the group because he's the one who introduced me to y'all.
And that's why I told you, I mean, it's up to you on where you want to go, but I'm not going to keep people if they don't want to be here. But
You're not going to grab me by the neck with a rope and make me stay, Phoenix?
no. But what he did is he planned this, like you said, Andy, about a month ago. He's been doing this the whole time, and he took the opportunity when I was away visiting my son to say a lot of things and turn people. And that's fine. If people are that easily turned, then they can leave. That's fine. They can leave. But why is he griefing us now? And why is he sending messages to all my members to try and turn them still? Why?
Because he's drunk and he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, Lily.
Well, I promise you one thing. 90% of the people that followed him out are going to regret it when they realize he's had 2 times where his groups failed. My group's been around for 2.5 years. And that didn't happen because I was selfish like he is. It happened because I had to make sacrifices. A lot. You know, I've had to make choices that I didn't want to make because that's what's best for the crew. I don't think he's going to do that. Well, I know he's not. My mistake was putting him in a general position. I shouldn't have done that. I'm dumb for doing that. But live and you learn, I guess.
So people, we make mistakes. You gotta try your best not to make it again.
I'm not perfect, and when you joined the crew, I said I'm not perfect. If there's an issue, please talk to me. Let me know, right?
Yes.
And that's the thing. they're like, we don't like you. I'm like, well, why didn't somebody talk to me? If someone had issues with me, either talk to me or, let me know. Right? Like, I'm open to making different choices here, but you gotta let me know. I can't fix what I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
There's a big collectible somewhere over here, and I
I already
find it.
know. If anyone knew this, I already said I can send you the screenshots telling them I would never merge my crew. I already said that. I told him that over and over again. He was using that to try and get people turned against me because he wanted people to believe I was going to do it, which I have the screenshots. I turned that down. Straight up, I turned that down. We were never going to merge, but he was trying to tell people we were. He did that while a lot he was telling people that. During the leaders meeting yesterday, the people that left the crew actually voted that we break away from them, which I did. Because it was voted and it happened. I did that because that's what I thought the crew wanted. It turns out he had me break away from CCA only because that would let my guards down. I wouldn't have help that way.
Yeah.
Because less than 24 hours later, they left the crew and started briefing us. They know Fallon's a looter. They didn't want him to help me out. The joke's on them a little bit because I talked to Fallon for 2 hours today. I explained to him we're taking a break. I didn't completely break away. I took a break. I explained it to him. And I have actually told him since, when that happened, I said, Hellhound's been picked and he's not in the crew. And he said, I knew it. So things are fine. I literally set our crew up so that CCA was never going to completely abandon us. I just took a break, quote unquote, a break.
Yeah.
The Hellhound thought that I completely broke away from them. I didn't. I told them to take a break from our crew. Didn't mean they took a break from me.
Yeah.
I wasn't stupid. I didn't run this crew for 2.5 years being dumb. I knew very well that to completely break away from them would be dumb because they're booters and they're a war crew. To do that would mean they'd attack us.
Exactly. Like nonstop.
So I didn't totally do that. I've told Fallon we will never merge with them. That's not going to be a thing. I've worked with my crew long enough that I'm not going to become a general in a merged crew.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
if y'all excuse me, I got to get off for an hour or so. 'Cause I gotta
Omni,
go
what
with
would
friends.
you do? Omni,
Yeah.
what would you do in my situation right now? Because they're going to grief us now. Should I get CCA back on board or...
Yeah,
Because I can do that.
I'm gonna tell you like this: if you feel like at any point in time that CCA was actually, valuable
No, they-
to the crew, to like helping out, with fights and all that, if you
They
think
were.
if they're valuable enough to keep, then do it. Don't let nobody else judge your decisions.
Omni, you should really come back on as a main leader in my crew. You should. I
Well,
could use
what
your
I got
help.
going on right now, my time schedule is tight.
Well, I could still use your help,
Well, that's what you got messages for, right?
Either way, I've never been... Well, I have been this hurt, but I don't... I always thought I was pretty intelligent. I did see it coming, but I didn't see it coming this way. I didn't think they'd actually break down our defenses before they left and attacked us. I didn't see that coming. Pretty fucking sneaky. Either way. I'm sorry, guys, I'm upset, but
It should be.
been a rough fucking day, I'm not going to say I'm sad that Hellhound isn't in the crew, to be honest, for the last couple of weeks. And like you said, Andy, is that I've actually over-questioned myself in that, which I should have gone with my gut. I should have kicked him sooner.
Well,
I really should
I'm
have.
gonna catch y'all hopefully in an hour or two. I gotta go take care of some shit. Friend of mine that fucking broke down, and now I gotta go get him off the side of the road. So
You have a good night on me if I don't.
New Year, it's already New Year's and shit breaking down. Ain't that something?
It's 10:23 for now. It's my son's birthday tonight, too. Have a good night.
Catch y'all later.
You're up here. What y'all got going on tomorrow?
Tomorrow I've got nothing. Pretty much just the same as I do every day. I run the crew, although it's going to be a little hard for me to get on tomorrow because I'm going to have to pick up the pieces, you know what I mean?
I'm just
But-
working tomorrow.
At the end of the day, my crew's come through so much before. I'm not worried about the validity of our crew, if that makes sense. I'm not worried about that. My crew has been built to be lasting, okay? Me, I have feelings. I'm human. And sometimes when things like this happen, yeah, it hurts. It hurts a lot, you know? But at the end of the day, my crew will always come out strong. You know?
Yeah, I try my best to be here, but I feel bad for you.
Well, like I said, if you have Hellhound or a bunch of those guys, you may want to get rid of them because they're using people in our crew to jump on us right now. And,
Yeah, I gotta remove him from my friends list.
There's a bunch of people, but we'll deal with that. You know, I don't expect people to know who to get rid of right off, but I'm still dealing with the carnage. But the reality is, my crew will be fine. I just feel like an idiot because I actually tried to trust, even though I should have gone with my gut. Shouldn't have done it. I'm human. I try and hope for the best in the end. The way I am. I'm still here. Anyway, Sermon, like I said, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But one girl to another, you know, it hurts. But, you know,
Yeah.
I run a crew. I have no choice but to be tough. It also means that not everyone's going to like me all the time. And I get that, you know?
Yeah.
There's no way I can please everybody at the same time. It's just not possible. But when I put my trust in people and they backstab me like that, it's hard. But the crew will be fine. I look at long term. I don't look at short term. Short term, there's a struggle sometimes, but long term, my crew is built to last. It always has been. And like I said, Rigby, Cosmic, and Hellhound thought that they voted out Fallon 100%. They thought I was going to get rid of him completely as a friend even, but I'm not that dumb. See, part of this game and being a leader, when there's multiple other large crews that are briefers, part of being a leader that's smart is having some strategy, okay? The joke's on them because I never actually cut the ties. What I did is I took a break. I mended fences with them, meaning that they were never going to attack us, and we're all good. But I kept the conversation open with Fallon in case things went south. So I did strategically keep that person. And that's why sometimes I do have grief for crews leaders on my friends list, because you never know when that will come in handy.
Oh, no.
Right?
Get the horse out of there. Get the horse out of there. Get him out of there.
Either way, the reason they wanted me to vote out Felon is because Felon and CCA, they're big booters, and they're a war crew. They thought I got rid of them totally. Even when I got rid of them out of the party chat, they're like, okay, you got rid of them, that's good. And then they turned on the crew. As soon as I got Felon out of the party chat, that's when they turned. What they didn't realize is Felon actually asked me to follow him on other social media, as well as we were still talking all afternoon in a private chat. So it didn't mean that I didn't have connections. It just meant that I asked him to take a big crew. But since then, like I said, I have talked to Felon and I've let him know. And he told me, he said I knew it. He said I knew Hellhound was an issue. He told me that. Right?
Yeah. I know y'all probably don't want to. Do y'all want to do a bounty?
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
I'll go
Wait,
pee. Yes.
wait.
I need something
I might have some good news. Wait, I might have some good news.
Okay, well, I'm going to pee, but I can still hear y'all.
Is there something that happens with the Lake Isabel map? Because I just got it.
There's a glitch you can do, yeah.
Well, isn't there a way we can do the glitch and everybody in this posse just sit there and rake that money in?
I'm not
Okay,
I've
I'm
never
going
done-
pee right now, and they're... I'll have to get out.
It's a good
I'm just
thing.
mentioning that I just got it, and I know there's something about it, so I'm just offering it up. Katrina, there.
Tika, that's enough. Can you say hello?
Is that a dog or a cat?
It's a 42-year-old macaw, and she's about to say hello.
Ah,
Tika, stop.
that's right. You'd laugh if I told you what the very
That's
first
enough.
words are that my bird
Hello.
said. The very first thing my bird ever said was,
You're looking healthy right
"Poop,
now.
we'll go."
This one here, she tells me to shut the fuck up all the time, but it's right because I tell her, Tika.
Well,
are you
you know
gonna
how
say
you can train them, to go, right? So it's what we're trying to train it to do is if you go to the bathroom, you can come out of your cage. And so that's the first thing we said every day. And the day it said it, the door was open to the bathroom and my wife was sitting on the toilet. And it was just comical.
Oh, she's 42, but yeah, she says all kinds of things.
If you had her